What's going on, brothers? Hope you're all having a blessed day today. It is now week 3 of my 10K agency quest. It's a beautiful day outside, so I thought I'd come out and record out here. Got my laptop over here, got some notes just so I stay on topic throughout the video. But let's go ahead and get right into it. As for the actions that I've been taking throughout the week, I want to start to talk about the outreach that I've been doing. So as far as cold email is concerned, I have set up that campaign and I let it run for the entire week. Unfortunately, I haven't booked any appointments. I'll probably show a screenshot of the email statistics over the past week. But yeah, I didn't book any appointments, and there's an obvious reason for that. That reason being that over the 5 days that this campaign was running, I've only sent out 100 emails. Now, I know that sounds crazy. It is crazy, but as these are new emails that I just set up, I do have to ramp them up essentially. So I've only been sending out 5 emails per email per day because that's what was recommended based off the document that I was reading. But in any case, I've only sent out 100 emails. Next week, it's probably 40 times 5. It's going to be 200. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, quick math, guys, mental math. But in any case, I've got to slowly ramp up these email campaigns. I went ahead and set up another one that I'm going to start. That one's also going to send out 100. So next week is going to be 300 emails total. I know it's not a lot, but these are new emails as I just purchased these domains and all of that stuff. Had them get it set. Wow, I had to set them up, and I'm going to slowly ramp them up because I made that mistake in my last emails. I got a bunch of Google Suite emails. I ran those. I kind of killed all the domains. They're all trash now. Everything's going to spam. So I thought I'd start over, but actually do it correctly so these emails actually last a long time. As for the other outreach I've been doing some LinkedIn outreach. That hasn't really been going well. I've been sending out connections. LinkedIn is something I'm still getting used to. It's something I still got to learn. I've been testing out new, sending connections with notes, sending connections without notes. I've found that people tend to connect more when you or for me at least, I've got more connections by just sending it out, no note. But, that's still something I'm experimenting with. And as for other things I've been doing, I've still been creating assets for my business, incentive assets, lead magnets, things that I can use in email campaigns or outreach, or maybe even paid ads whenever I start running those. I'm going to have a backlog of maybe 30 or so assets that I'll be able to split test with, find out what works best for the market that I'm in. And hopefully it's going to work out in the end. This is more of a long-term play. This is more of something I'm planning on doing a bit into the future. When I've started making some money, I can start, sending out these lead magnets. Other things, working on content, my personal brand. I've been testing out new ways of making short form content, new ways of writing tweets, and just experimenting with different things. Watched Dan Koh's video on how to come up with content ideas, and I made out essentially this map of different topics and things that I can talk about. So I've been using that for the past few days, and it's actually been going pretty well. My shorts on TikTok are doing well. My YouTube shorts are doing a little bit better than normal, and it's going pretty well so far, but I'm still going to be experimenting. I'm still going to be split testing different things, figuring out different ways that I can improve my content and become a better content creator in general. And unfortunately, as much as it does pain me to say this, I have been slacking recently. Well, I've been slacking over the past week. I haven't been at my A game. I haven't been pushing that 100%. And that's something I need to work on, right? I've been wasting a lot of time, whether that be scrolling on social media, doom scrolling, whatever the case may be, or even just as a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine is I like to read fiction novels, light novels. And I usually, how this happens is I'll find some good book or some good series, and I'll just try and binge the whole thing. And I've been doing that for the past few days. That's not good. I need to lock in. I need to get back on track and stay focused on what I'm doing. As for the lessons that I've learned over the past week is you need a schedule. You really need to schedule out your day. That's something I used to do and I've stopped doing recently. And I find that when I do have a schedule, when I'm going through things one after the other, hour by hour, I'm a lot more productive because I know what I'm doing next. I'm focused. I have a goal. I have intentions that I've set throughout the day. And all I have to do is simply go through them one by one. And when I don't do that, I tend to waste a lot of time doing things that aren't moving the lever, that aren't pushing me closer to whatever the goal is that I've set for myself. I'll be scrolling. I'll be maybe playing video games, watching anime, just wasting time doing things that don't actually matter. So I'm going to set a schedule for the next week. I'm going to schedule out my days, not more consistently. I'm going to schedule out my days so I stay on track and get things done as they should be. Also, grayscaling your phone. That's something I did towards the latter end of the week. Grayscale my phone, and then I realized I stopped using it as much. And now the majority of time that I spend on my phone is just listening to podcasts or watching something informational, just essentially gaining information that is going to help me reach my goals. So definitely try grayscaling your phone. It's really helpful, and it's really going to keep you on track. Now, one final thing is reading. You need to read because that's one of the best ways to obtain information that pertains to whatever it is that you're trying to do. And what led me to this conclusion is I had a conversation with some guy at the gym yesterday. His name was Aaron. He came up to me. I was doing some leg raises, and we started talking a little bit, and I ended up mentioning that I'm into business and that I'm actually trying to run an agency. And he started asking me if I was reading certain books, say, for example, Principles by Ray Dalio, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the entrepreneurial books that are often recommended. And I had told him that, yes, I've heard of these books, but I haven't actually gotten around to reading them. And he looked at me and he was like, okay, well, if you're serious about this, you need to be reading this information. You need to be reading these books, because this isn't information that you're going to learn in college. This is not really information that you're going to learn on YouTube, or on Reddit, on TikTok, Instagram Reels, Twitter, whatever form of social media that you're most often on. This isn't information that you're going to find on these platforms. And even if it is, you're not going to get the same insights and the same understanding that you would get if you're actually going and reading these books for yourself. So he hit me with that, and I started thinking, I was like, damn, well, I do need to read, right? Because I read, but I don't read nonfiction books. As I stated earlier, I'm just reading novels and fiction, and that's, as fun as that is, it's not helping me get to my goals. So that's something I need to fix. And that's something I'm going to fix. And as he was leaving, he hit me with this line, and he told me, listen, if you're not controlling what's going into your mind, then who is? And I started thinking about that. And that was actually a bar, because if you're not controlling your inputs, then somebody else is controlling your inputs. And then they're able to put things into your mind that helps them with their goals. And whether or not that's a bad thing, you want to put things into your mind that help you with your own goals, that are going to get you further. They're going to get you closer to the things that you're trying to do for yourself. And finally, let's go ahead and talk about my plans for the following week. As far as the outreach is concerned, I'm going to start upping the ante, going to start sending out more emails. I already set up a new campaign that's going to start sending out on Monday. Going to up the output of the emails of my first campaign. So it's going to total to 300 emails next week. And that's going to keep constantly increasing until I'm at 200, 300, 400 a day. And hopefully by then I'm booking appointments on autopilot. Also going to start doing more LinkedIn outreach. Going to start getting more consistent with that, because that's another point of contact that I have with these leads. And it's something I need to be using and something I need to take advantage of. Also, I'm going to do some cold calls, because over the past week, I haven't really been happy with the output of my outreach. So another point of contact, some of these leads do have their numbers listed. So I'm going to start calling them up. Might be a new video, might drop that next week. But that's just something I need to focus on. Another thing I plan on doing is I'm going to read a book. I'm going to read an entire book over the next week, because I know I can. I'm literally binging through these novels without even trying. So I know if I put my mind to it, I'm going to be able to finish this entire book probably in a few days. And the book that I do plan on reading is Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. It's a book I've had recommended to me by a few people, and it's something I'm interested in personally, because I want to get better at speaking. I want to get better at persuasion, and that obviously helps with sales. So, it's a win-win situation. And finally, I need to make better use of my time. As I said earlier, I'm going to schedule out my days. I'm going to start getting consistent, blocking out times for specific tasks, whether that be content, whether that be cold calling, doing outreach, whether that be blocking out specific times for learning, so that I'm actually able to consistently get things done, move the lever, do more lever moving tasks, and get closer to my goals and accomplish the things that I'm trying to do. That's it. That's all I've got for today's video. Hopefully you guys found some value in it. Hopefully you guys learned some lessons that you can go ahead and implement into your own life. My dog is whining. And hopefully you feel motivated to go up there and achieve your dreams. Let's put the work in. Peace.